You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
WGPR Detroit, HD2.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Oh, yes. Happy Monday to everybody, and thank you so much for being tuned in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host this morning is...
How's everybody doing? Mark Cummings checking in. Hood Research is in the building.
All right. Want to say good morning to all of you, those who are on Facebook and those who are tuned in by TV. And also, I want you to know that when we talk about taking us along with you, you can go to the App Store and download TV 33 on demand. And as I say, take us along with you. You know, I want to say good morning and happy Monday to Vera and to Ron and to Carl and to David, to Katrina and Sylvia and to Biddy and Miss Farber, Nicole and to Richard. Who you want to give some shout outs? I know to some people.
Yes, indeed. I want to shout out Brother Ricardo Moore. That brother out here doing good work. I see him often.
Yes, he is.
Brother Corey, you got a show down here on Tuesday. Catch him sometime. Brother Frank Sorrell, my real estate guru out there getting things done. And
All right.
I got to go see my accountant this week, so shout out to Brother Cedric Fells. We had him down here last year, so we got to get him back down for the hot season next year.
That's right, right. And people need to talk about and learn about lining up their resources to get the best use out of them.
That's
you
right.
know, disposable income is wonderful, but you need to measure that and set that aside too, so that you don't go overboard. You know, we were talking about the issues within our community, and there are people who talk about separating. Living in a community, isolated, living in a state of our own, connecting to whom or where. What do you think about that?
Well, we already separated here in Detroit. So if you want your own black state, here's one right here. We got our own black city, and we know what that's like. We boxed in, and people letting us know that they're going to control our finances, and people just ain't giving up in the city. And I mean, we really going to have to understand that we all connected. That's why I say the ways of knowing, you know. Who are we to one another? We got to really get to that point, because, I mean, I was driving down the street to come pick you up this morning, Ms. Broughton, and somebody had busted over 2 bags of garbage just in the middle of the street. Like, they didn't even care. And I know the neighbors saw it. They don't even care to go clean it up. Just leave it sitting there, you know, for us to have to traipse through. And
No responsibility being expressed or used. You know, it's kind of interesting when you say, what are we to one another? What are we to one another? When our ancestors were brought here, they were separated once they got here, right? And they had been captured from different countries on the west coast of the continent of Africa, correct?
that's correct.
And when they were here and separated, being from different countries on the west coast of the continent of Africa, they spoke different languages. So if you begin to separate, then there's a need to readjust to a new way of life. Do you think they had to finally realize that they had to depend on each other, even though they were inside captivity?
Well, of course they did. And within that unit, you realize that, some people trying to figure out how to work within that unit to survive, and other people trying to figure out how to work within that unit to get out of that condition. Mm-hmm. So eventually, as time went along, some people, accepted their fate, and that's why racism is so powerful, because eventually you get beat down so long, you just accept your fate. It's like a Chinese water torture or something.
Oh, goodness.
And unfortunately, that's why we get, if you read some of Claude Anderson's books, he talks a lot about there were numbers of rebellions that could have came up. But what does he call it? The manumission piece, where you give some people a couple of extra crumbs and they like, well,
Yeah, meritorious manumission.
You called it. And
yeah.
You give some a little bit, and then of course they'll make life harder for those of us who
being rewarded for selling out your own. Is that a newer way of expressing it, shall we say? Well, we want everybody to understand what was meant by that. Well, now, is there anything that can be done to correct that, to change?
Ms. Broden, we talked about it on the way in. And I think the biggest thing we have to start is to admit that we're sickened. We are really sickened by racism. Racism's job was to really cloud our minds, and it has done an incredible job of such. And then after a while, you start changing what racism is. Like if you go online, the women have this thing about the different shades of females. And the darker skinned women, they like, look, we get a raw deal. The lighter skinned women, all the guys desire the lighter skinned women. And they call it colorism. But it's only the caste system. The caste system was built from racism to separate us with the different shades. So of course, you lighter you are, that somewhere along the line, the master or somebody that worked for the master that had sex with some woman, and you get a baby that come out a little lighter. So they treated them a little differently. And the whole idea was to let them know, look, these lighter skinned people, they closer to us, so we're gonna give them a little more leeway. And of course, that frustrates the darker skinned people because they like, look, that ain't fair. We all supposed to be slaves. But the whole thing in a nutshell is now you know you're a slave and you've accepted your slavery. We got to know we sick. I mean, we don't want to admit it. Even you ask black folk, do you have money to make it? And I hear it on the radio all the time. People call in, even some intelligent people with shows. And they'll say, we spend $1.7 trillion. We got enough to do what we need to do. No, we don't. Okay, we live in a society where everything is built and priced for white people. Okay, if you make 70% of them, but you got to pay the same price for goods. Okay?
That they do it, everybody else does.
Now, you're not going to get ahead. So you don't have enough. And the $1.7 trillion we talk about of the GDP, let's say 1.7 trillion out of 28 trillion is spent every year by everyone in the United States. We are 13% of the population. We should be able to spend at least 2.8 trillion. That ain't nothing but 10% of it, to 28 trillion. We're dealing with 1.7 trillion, which is like 7.6% of the GDP. So we're working on half of what we need.
Shared GDP now.
That's the gross domestic product.
Right. Okay.
For those of you who don't know, that's everything you spent, and it's not. A lot of people think, like you were saying, it's discretionary income. That represents everything that you have spent. So that means your car note, how much the gas you done put in your car, your tax, everything goes into the gross domestic product. When you buy your kids a T-shirt, or when you pay for your utilities, all of this goes into it. So it's not just money we got on the side, we buy fancy cars. We always talk about how them cars, and we buy expensive Jordans and all of this stuff. Yeah, so what? Everybody does. We put them on credit cards and everything else, but we still not looking at the debt. We got more debt than the money we spend. So we are in the hole. This whole country is in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah. Every time they go back and print more money to send to the Ukraine.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And now recently there has been a report that Afghanistan is rearing up again. The Taliban are banning women from working, and they've been killing off female judges, and the women are begging some, come save us, help us out of here, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I guess it's to beg the United States to get back into that, which is ridiculous. We were over there fighting for 20 years. There was another country fighting before that, and another one before that. So why would we want to sacrifice our young men and women going back to a non-winnable situation? Not only that, if there was an issue for us, okay, as it relates to defending the communities in this country, well, maybe our military force would be depleted. You know, I haven't heard yet, not saying it's not done, but I have not heard yet that our military personnel are being sent to the Ukraine. I just hear that they're sending equipment,
Right.
drones, bombs, etc. And of course, they were sending a few to teach them
Right,
how to
exactly.
use them. But that's not like sending a whole, what you call, battalion of
Right.
people.
Yes. Because then that would be a declaration of war with Russia. So
And we don't need that.
you got to walk around that. So
And you know, you hear folks saying, well, yeah, send them over there, fight over there, fight. Yeah, they get, you know, listen, they've never been in a nuclear war. The closest thing that I can think of to describe it would be the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
exactly. And do you think they really understood what they had? They knew they had the hydrogen bomb. They had built this, because that's what they used to call it, the hydrogen bomb. But they didn't know how powerful it was until they used it and realized we can. Okay, that's our guest coming calling in. We'll get to her. And this is it's amazing that you brought up this piece, because she deals with the veterans. But it obliterated an entire city.
Yes.
And then they realized, well, heck, this is scared the bejesus out of anybody.
Right.
And the Japanese still were like, we're not going to surrender to you guys. Do you know what type of wherewithal you have to have after you've seen your people obliterated, bombed off the face of the earth, to say, I'm still not giving up? It took them 2 bombs
Yeah.
to finally say, okay, that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That was when they got Nagasaki. That was the second.
That was the second one, right? You know, let's just be honest. This is, if they wanted to, this day and age, if Russia wanted to, they could just bomb let's just be honest. They got as many nuclear bombs as we have. You know, this war would have been over in a few days. But it's something deeper than that. They want that land back, and they trying to make a statement.
Well, they don't want the land to be contaminated.
No, so they're not going
If
to
they
bomb it.
if they
Right.
bomb the place,
Then
then
it's no
you
good.
can't
Right.
grow food or you know.
So
all
they
of the
just want that
necessities.
piece of land back. Like, look, this is ours. This belonged to the Russian people, and we want it back. They already got Crimea right next to them, so they like, look, you know, they know what they're doing. This is a geopolitical thing, you know, which is why, like you say, the schools are important. You have to teach children all of this stuff. Geopolitics goes into what you were saying about civics.
Right.
It's a part. We learned this. We learned about World War II when I was in school, and all the Japanese and then you had the Japanese, and you had the Germans, then the Italians. These were called the axis of evil when I was a kid. Those were the bad guys, you know.
Right.
Then you had the Russians and Americans on the other side, and the British, and those were the good guys.
And France was in it. What they were fighting the
Exactly.
Italians, And now all these folks are trying to work together, and America's friends with them. Like, what? You know?
Yeah. That's why they created NATO, which is why they say the Russians don't like NATO. You know, 'cause the Russians opted out of NATO at the beginning. You know, they said, we don't want no part of this alliance of states.
Yeah. Now, somebody asked a question about NATO. Do they control any money? Are they receiving any money? Any of those countries being paid? What is the benefit for them being a part of NATO? I guess was the question.
Well, the benefit is the unity, you know, and of course America is like the big security guard for all these countries. So, which was what Trump was saying. If we're gonna be the security guard for everybody, then they need to pay us. You know, that was the big thing why he wanted to get out of NATO. You know, so. Yeah.
He's speaking of him. Oh God. I don't know. All conversations, somewhere down the line, he comes in, and there are folks who saying, "Well, I don't think that he's gonna be charged, indicted, etc." You know what? There's this statement we hear over and over and did I say over and over? And that is, quote, "No one is above the law," unquote. No one is above the law. Well, if that is true, then it's urgently necessary for the former president of the United States, by the name of Donald J. Trump, to be charged, tried, and convicted, and imprisoned, and everything else that can be done. Otherwise, there are those who are above the law. This is a man who said, "Well, I can go down Fifth Avenue and I can murder somebody and they won't do anything to me." What?
Right.
Those words came out of his mouth
Sure did.
long before this.
Before he even got elected.
Yeah, right.
Like, wow.
So it appears that he considered himself above the law then. You know?
You got them riled up, Miss B. They calling now. The
And-
phone's lit up
Oh,
already.
Carry on. Who's on? Happy Monday. Who is
Let's
it?
see who we got here. Yes, indeed. Good morning. You on Feedback with Theo Broden and Mark Cummings. Who are we speaking to? Talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This
There he
is
is.
James
Yeah.
Ford. I just want to say you all are mighty clean this morning. But I just want to throw out a little caveat. I've called your other shows and thank you and your staff for attending the Obama weekend. And I just like to say that we had Hood Research there, Mac Alive, Arise Detroit, the
In the
Daily Sun,
house.
Keebaline Village, the National Action Network, and we had Michael Immertet
That's
there.
it.
Oh, yes.
And we are planning for next year to make it bigger and better.
All right now.
But I just want to throw this in. Black and oppressed people, and I'm listening to your conversation, and we only control 1/2 of 1% of the economy and what's going on as far as the money in this country. And that is what the Obama Weekend Festival is about, to bring everybody together. And as you can see, at that festival, those 3 days, we had a lot of different proactive groups there. So that's what we're trying to do. I'm going to leave it alone. God bless you. Keep talking, and I'm enjoying your show.
Thank you. Next.
Well, I'd just like to add, Brother James Ford, I'm going to tell you, I let everybody know that, hey, that was a hot weekend. Yeah. I was there on Saturday, had a great time. Matter of fact, the guest we having on today was down there. I met her. And don't forget the Native Sun was down there as well.
Right.
The newspaper. And Selena Johnson was down there with the Golf Institute.
Yes, Hollywood Golf.
Yes, indeed. We had a recruit down there from the Navy letting the kids know how to get into the Navy, be a part of what's going on with the Navy and the armed forces. So
And the special treat was a drone demonstration
Exactly.
by Master Sergeant Al King. a member of the Tuskegee Airmen.
Indeed, and it was an extraordinary event there. So the whole thing in a nutshell, a lot of people started, getting, once they saw the pictures from the event, they wanted to let me know about their events. So we could just bring in we're going to put together a huge event next year, like you said. We're going to bring in a lot of people want to do events. We're going to pull it all together, Ms. Brown. That's what Hood Research is about, pulling all of these groups together.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So thank you again, Brother Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yes,
there
indeed.
it is. All right.
Well, Ms. Broughton, it was, it was funny you mentioned, I guess then popped up. She's going to be on at the 9:30 hour, and we were talking about, the Army and the veterans, and I'm telling you, this sister we going to have on, powerful story. Sister Kim Clark with the DeMarco Project for Vets people. You definitely want to tune in and get your phones out and make them phone calls, because it's going to be fun.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we want to, start to take a break to prepare for our guests to come on.
Okay, well, we got a little more time. Tim said we got about, and this is the first, folks, with Tim said you got some time. He said we got about 3 minutes for you to go to the break. So indeed. But yes, what we were saying about with NATO and all of that, and teaching the children. It's an important thing. I think that's what the Obama weekend was about. There's a lot of things there to teach children that you're going to be an adult a lot longer than you're going to be a child.
What'd you say? Copy that.
You better be planning on adulthood.
Because it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
And I think that's the thing we need to really focus on. And I want the Obama Academy, the Obama Leadership Academy, to get more involved. I mean, brother, I'm telling you, and another brother out there, it was Paul Taylor. He was down there.
Right.
Inner City Sub Center guy.
Right.
That's why Bernard Parker, we want you there next year. Come on now, you should have been down there. And we had DJ Raw in the house, so we had live entertainment. You had singers come in. The lady came and repped a little bit of Nita Baker for us. And, oh man, it was a good time.
Good. I really enjoyed it. And the temperature was just right.
Oh man.
And the breeze was so enjoyable. I mean, it was just a perfect day. It was a perfect day.
Of course, Miss Broughton was the master of ceremonies,
Oh,
handling the mic.
Just a little something. Just a little something.
Yes, indeed. It was a good time.
And that's another one of the reasons why we have adopted our own school. It's not our school, it's a public school. But we have adopted it, and we want our young children to learn all that they can learn, and for them to know that they have options and they have opportunities. We made sure that they had a drone demonstration.
And that's Barton Elementary, folks.
That's right. And we wanted to let them know about the aviation industry and all that it offers. There are more job opportunities and career opportunities through the aviation industry than through the automobile industry.
Oh, definitely.
And we can't repeat that enough. All you hear about is airline pilots. They make 6 figures. Of course they do. But airline pilots are not the only option with the airline. And Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Milburn was here with us, and he stated a few years ago that over the next 10 years we're going to need, talking about the air industry, we're going to need 1 million pilots.
That's it.
1 million pilots. And folks, no, that can't be true, blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't talking about the city of Detroit. He was talking about the United States of America.
Right.
Well, we attended the school board meeting this past Tuesday, and the superintendent stated that he's going to reopen Benjamin Davis Aerospace.
All right.
And I was very happy to hear that. Hopefully it won't take forever to do this. But Benjamin Davis Aerospace is a Detroit public school that teaches young students about flying planes, about repairing planes, about working on the instrument panel.
Everything.
You know, right. They have Civil Air Patrol, and just for our young people to learn about the options that are available. It's going to turn out to be.
Which is why, folks, you got to get them math skills tight.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanics. You got mechanics. You got fuelers. Everything.
Right.
Tim said, "Shut it down, Miss. She ready
the
to go to the
3%.
bottom of the hour."
Well, we want you to stay tuned to Feedback, the Positive Image Production by Hood Research. And we're going to pause for the cause. And while we're doing that, get your coffee, your juice, and call someone. Tell them to tune in to WHPR, WHPS, and TV 33. And we'll be back momentarily.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru Wally Wallman.
Wally Womack here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Brazen. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
All media platforms are engaged.
Copy.
Get ready to launch your show or product.
Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that.
Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV.
Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback, feedback, feedback. And be sure to take us along with you. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Feedback. We have our guest with us now, and my co-host is going to introduce our
Yes,
guest.
indeed, folks. I'm telling you, this sister here is committed to showing the love, and she cares about the citizens and the veterans, and she focuses on them. This sister, Kim Clark, has quite a story to tell. Her organization is DeMarco Project for Veterans. And Ms. Kim Clark, welcome to Feedback.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's start. Tell us, who is Kim Clark?
Well, I am the proud citizen of Detroit. I am the mother of a veteran who has passed on. I'm also a GMA, and my grandbabies play golf. I love veterans. I love our communities, and I'm here to make a difference for veterans with challenges. And that is because of my son, DeMarco.
Now tell us that story.
DeMarco served in the United States Army, and he was a good soldier, but my son had PTSD, depression, and night terrors as a result of his service. And so
Now, where did he serve, first of all?
he served, he was one of those people, he had a certain skill set. He got his orders from the Pentagon.
Okay.
So from what the base commander said, and my uncle who's retired from the military said, just be proud of your son, and we can't discuss it. Just be
that.
proud. Copy that. So
Okay.
I don't know the details. Sometimes I could get him every day on the phone, and then other times I couldn't get him at all. And so I did reach out, and I asked my uncle about it, who was a retired command sergeant major.
Wow.
And so he said, yeah, I still have friends in the military. He's doing that because of his position, and he cannot discuss those things with you.
So he had
and
a
just be proud
specialized
of him.
position, right?
Yeah, so he had a certain skill set, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so at any rate, DeMarco, because he wasn't raised to do what the military requires, I didn't raise my children to take life.
Gotcha,
You know, they
gotcha.
didn't grow up with that mindset.
Understood.
We embrace everybody, all cultures, all nationalities, and God breathes life into everyone, and that's how I raised my boys. So I was a little apprehensive. In fact, he wanted to go when he got out of high school. He graduated at 17th, and I wouldn't sign the papers. But at 24, he called me, Mom, you might want to sit down. I've joined the Army. And I'm like, why would you do that? I love my country. I want to serve my country. I will lay my life down for my country. I couldn't do anything but respect his decision. And he was committed. So whatever it was that he was very, very good at, it caused him extreme trauma.
Well, what was going on between 17, you said you wouldn't sign, and he didn't go in until 24. What was going on between 17 and 24?
He graduated high school, Detroit High School of the Arts, and he was on the forensics team. His area of expertise was dramatic interpretation, and he was the first African American in the state of Michigan to win that honor in competition.
So that's like the debate team.
Yes, he was on the debate team. So his role, he played a grandmother to a young man that was in prison, and his teacher, in this skit that he did, it was 8 minutes, and he played three parts: a professor, the guy on death row, and the guy's grandmother, and he won the state competition. And in that, he won a scholarship to Michigan State University. So he went to Michigan State University, so he was a student there.
Right.
And so that's what he was doing. And he loved acting, so he went out and tried his hand in California. He moved out there. But the roles that they wanted to give him were demeaning roles.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the
I
drug dealer,
know.
the bad guy, and he refused to do it. He says, okay, no, I'm coming home because I will not do that.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
he came back and he went back up to Michigan State, and then he decided to join the military. So that's how he got
So he
involved.
came in as an officer.
Wow.
then.
No, he didn't. He came in as an enlisted man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. He tested for the Air Force, but he had a tattoo. I tried to make him not get the tattoo,
Oh.
but he got that darn tattoo, or else he would have been in the Air Force.
Really?
Who
I
knows?
didn't- so you can't have
They
a
don't
tattoo
allow
to get
that.
No,
that.
they don't allow it. But that's what he tested for.
Folks out there listening,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
let your kids know you can't fly them airplanes. Most of the pilots we have in the industry right now come through the Air Force.
Yeah.
Stay away from
Don't-
those tattoos.
Don't get a tattoo. And he said, if I didn't listen to you, I'd be flying planes. That's really what I want to do. You know, so he did not want to be a Marine. He had a buddy that was a Marine, and he was going through some serious challenges. So then he went on ahead and decided to be a part of the Army. He was determined to serve, you know, and so
What years? What like when was he in California? What years was it?
Oh, okay. So now I've got to dig out the car. He's
67.
been no. He's he died August 15, 2015.
Oh,
He was
recent.
today. Today we're celebrating
Wow.
DeMarco's life.
Okay, how about that?
20
You know, I'm going to sidestep from that question. I'll come back to it, but I am so honored. Thank you guys so much. My birthday is August 4th. My
The
son
same
died.
day- wait. Your birthday is the same day as President Barack Obama.
Yes, it is. Yes. And for 7 years, it has been a very, very sad day. Each year, it's been a little better. My son died August 15th.
Wow.
Today, 11 years, 11 days after my birthday, and then his birthday is September 3rd. So typically, historically, this has been a very, very difficult time for me.
Right.
But God has put so many angels in my life. I have so many people loving on me that I'm just laughing. I never thought I would laugh again. I never thought that would happen. And it's happening. So I started to tell you about the suicide attempt that he had while serving. He called me. I reached out to the commander of the base. I reached out to the general who had the commander to contact me. And so he helped Marco get home. This is the important part.
Okay.
When he came home, the hospital didn't give him enough medication. And when he contacted the VA here, when he was running out of meds, the person that answered the phone said he had to wait for VA intake. That's not true. If you have suicidal ideation, if you have PTSD, depression, all these things that he had documented, they should have directed him to the nearest urgent care or ER. They did not do that. You have to wait for intake. So he died August 15th, 2015, which was a Saturday. He was scheduled for intake that following Monday, and he just couldn't make it. That's why I do what I do. While we were preparing for his celebration of life, I decided I don't want another mother going through what I was feeling. I decided I didn't want another family.
Right.
Yeah.
My little grandson is, where's Uncle Marco?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tear up because it's not a good look. And I'm laughing and celebrating and having fun.
I understand.
So we make a difference in veterans' lives. We support.
That's for you, sister. Just in
Thank
case
you. Because if my eyes
understand.
start leaking, but it's not a good look. It's just not.
Well, tell me this: what kind of tattoo did he have? Was it on his arm or hand?
He had
or-
a tattoo here.
Here?
You can't on his arm right here.
Oh, okay.
Right here on his arm. And you couldn't even see it under uniform or whatever, but it's not allowed if you're in the Air Force.
What was it?
It was a lotus flower. He was very zen. DeMarco loved everybody.
Yeah.
He was a kid that meditated. He spoke several languages. He was a really cool person. When he walked into the room, he filled it. He knew no strangers. When he came in, it's like, oh, Marco's here. And he just was a very loving person. So to go from someone that meditates to being in the military, it's like, no, you have no business in the military.
And we know the lotus flower represents peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's
You know,
quite
the
unfortunate.
military is different?
It's unfortunately it's necessary in the times in which we live. And so if you have a person or family member going into the military, I would advise you to keep in touch with them. They need letters, they need support, they need phone calls.
Okay.
I don't know that, like, young ladies go in the military, they like to serve. What they don't understand is 1 in 3 females that serve in the military experience military sexual trauma, MST.
Okay.
That is reported.
Okay.
I've yet to meet a female veteran that hasn't experienced that. You know, you have to have a certain. I have other family members in the military right now. They have desk jobs. They do other things. I have family in the Navy, family, you know, in the Army, but they're not doing the kind of things that DeMarco had to do. And you never know what you're going to get assigned.
Okay.
And clearly, you know, you got a family history. You said your father was a commander.
Well, my uncle,
okay.
William was a commander in the United States Army. My cousin Simone Lightfoot served in the Air Force. My uncle Howard served in the Navy.
Wow.
My father was an Army veteran.
Right.
Right now, I have a cousin that's serving in the Navy. So we are military people.
Right. Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we believe in protecting our nation. Yeah.
Well, tell me this. Have you ever seen or possessed the book? Some men in the military call it their Bible. It has all of the rules and regulations in it. It's got to be about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches thick. And the only reason I know about it is because of a classmate of my daughter came by the house one day, and he was he was already, I guess, being processed in the military, and he had this book with him, and he said, I'm going to memorize this from beginning to end. And we were saying, what, you know? And he said that this has all of the rules and regulations, and he said if I have some kind of, I guess, difficulty. It's like knowing the laws, ordinances, codes of the city in which you live.
Yes.
And I was just wondering if you had come across that with having a military family of so many.
No, my family never shared that. DeMarco did tell me that you have to know all the rules. Ignorance is no excuse.
You're right.
And so they are very strict, you know, and they're very protective of that information.
Oh.
It's the same thing, though. We don't realize it in the city. Just because you might break a law that wasn't in the driver's handbook. Ignorance is no excuse. They can still give you a ticket for it. They use certain laws as harassment. But in the military, and he took it very, very seriously. He was very committed to the military. He was in the military 2 years.
Okay.
And then when whatever he saw and experienced, he decided, I don't want to do this. This is not for me.
You know, I think that's quite poignant, because a lot of times people think you got to be in there a long time to be affected. And, you know, you do a 2-year commission, and people don't realize some things you see, you can't unsee.
Right.
And, you know, it affects you. But, you know, he had a family that cared about him. That's the important part.
Right.
And he had a support network. And that's what you're doing. The outgrowth of your son committing suicide has led you to build a network to help other veterans. And that's the important part of this here. Yeah. His legacy will live on.
Thank you. But he had a 3-year commitment.
Oh, 3. Oh.
He committed suicide in the 2nd year.
Wow. Okay.
He was a good soldier. His suicide was military related, even though he was home. The commander helped get him home. When I reached out to the VA, when he died, they said, well, he didn't serve his 3 years. He's not entitled to anything. And I called the commander, and he said, I'll take care of this for you. The military even signed, and they assigned someone to come and do anything that I needed done. There was someone that, we first met, a very nice lady, and we went and we had coffee and we talked. She wanted to know, did I need help with grocery shopping or anything? They supported me through that whole process, so I appreciate that. I do, and I respect. A lot of people have wanted me to be mad at the military, but I can't. I don't want to wear a burqa. You know what I mean? I don't want to experience what goes on in these other countries. And our citizens that commit to the military are the reason that you and I can sit here and have this conversation. If a person is having financial challenges and they don't see any other way, they join the military. But you have to be aware of what you're getting into.
Right.
I do this work because, I'll give you an example. I met a young lady. She was referred to me. She had served 2 of her 3 years.
Okay.
She had applied for her benefits. She had been denied. When she was referred to me, she was 5 months pregnant.
Wow.
So she happened to have a copy of her medical record. We went through her record. We looked at everything. I have a veteran volunteer that was in the military 20 plus years and also worked at the VA. And we went through and we looked. She said, oh, wait a minute. It's documented in her medical record that she had military sexual trauma. So we helped her write her appeal. We didn't write it for her. We told her exactly what to write. She did that. Before her baby was born, she got all her pay, her back pay, because that's one of the exceptions to the rules. A lot of people don't know that. So we help people that have been denied their benefits. We've had veterans come to us that have needed help with their mental health services, but they don't say that. They'll tell me something else, but because I'm Mama Kim, because I'm Mom, they'll whisper and tell me things that they won't say to other people. And so I can help when a lot of people can't, because I am the mother of a fallen soldier, and they know I care. We've had 6 tell us that they haven't tell me personally they haven't committed suicide. Just watching me, seeing my tears, seeing the love that I have, and they say, I can't do that to my family. I can't. And I was at an event, and there was a lady there that was planning to do this, to commit suicide after the event. And for whatever reason, God placed her across the table from me. And she watched me tell my story. And this was early on. He hadn't been gone a whole year yet. And she watched me tell my story. And the tears were coming down my face. And she said, I can't do that to my family. I'm going to get the help I need. So we've had 6 change their mind. And so for that, I am grateful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, tell us the name of your organization and what you some more of what you do.
Okay, the name of the organization is the DeMarco Project, and we are committed to saving veteran lives, and we do it through life transformation, whatever that is for a particular individual. So, for example, there was someone referred a veteran that wanted to do better, but he was homeless. He couldn't manage his affairs and things of that nature. So someone on the team picked him up, says, no, you smell bad. We're going to get you showered. We connect vets to vets when it's a situation like that, because there's a different way of communicating.
Okay.
And so we did that, and so he was agreeable. He took him over to the VA, he got showered. The volunteer introduced him to several counselors. He went with the counselor that person uses, and then we helped to get him into a facility for homeless veterans. And so he continues even now. His desire was to live between the United States and a South American country. So they have to be physically in the United States for 6 months to maintain their benefits. So he did get all of his benefits.
And then he can move where he wants to.
And he has a healthy relationship with his children now, which was one of his desires. So he has a permanent address that's his, and he lives 6 months in the United States, 6 months in South America. Life transformation to homeless.
How cool is that?
So whatever their desire is, that's what we work to help happen. To help
let me
happen.
say this here, ladies, before you go, Ms. Broden. DeMarco actually is an acronym, folks. I've noticed here, even though that's the name of your son, it's also an acronym. And I want to let everybody know what the acronym is, because I'm looking at this flyer here, folks. It's a beautiful flyer there. About to the DeMarco Project. DeMarco, the D stands for develop. Now you definitely want to develop you want to develop what? Where you hook up with the people and a relationship with these people. So that's an important part of it. Then you want to elevate.
Yes.
You want to let them know that it's a lot out there, but you can get what you deserve, because that's the key.
Yes.
Then manifest, folks. Got them inside yourself. You got to know that this person can help you and that you gonna get what you are. You battling. You hate to keep battling all the time. You know, you're already in the armed service, but now you got to battle again to get what you deserve. But you got to manifest that love inside of you to move forward. And from that manifestation, affirm, folks. I'm telling you, this is beautiful here. Affirm and then redirect. Now, what's the redirect stand for?
Redirect your consciousness. So they feel that no one cares, they've been abandoned, no one understands, they feel alone. And I've had people tell me, you can't help me. That's not possible. And they tell me their story. And when they get the help, it's like, you did make a difference. So they get excited about life. Okay. When you get somebody some benefits that have been denied, or when somebody has, lost their job and their choices don't look good, and you take them to the grocery store and you walk them up and down the aisles, get what you need. When you help them with that rent and they get what they need, they know they matter. Exactly. When they know they matter, then they want to get in fighting stance for themselves. So we direct their consciousness from...
Which is the C. To open-mindedness.
That's right. You have to be open. You have to be open that life can be better. And a part of that open-mindedness is also for citizens. See, we expect when our loved ones to come back to be the same person that left. Right. They're not. That person is never the same. So the military has to, for them to do what they have to do, they strip down their humanity and they bring up machines, okay, to be able to put a weapon in your hand and do what you have to do, to be able to to do what they have to do. It's not easy. But what the problem is, when they come home or they have a crisis while serving, the humanity is not built back up.
Got you.
So now you have this person out here that's on high alert. If you see, I talk with my hands a lot. You can see me like, okay, hold your hands. When I'm talking to a veterans, my hands are always clasped and low. Okay. I maintain eye contact. I never look to the right or left, because you could trigger a PTSD episode. Because when your eyes go left or right, they want to know what's behind them.
Why are you looking that way?
So, yeah, part of what we do is help people to be open-minded, understand this person is different. You'll have a family gathering, like these holidays coming up, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. Sit here, Uncle Joe, sit here. Let them choose where they want to sit. Don't sit them near children. Children jump and move. You might trigger an episode. So when you think this person is being mean or just acting crazy, you could have triggered some trauma, and they could be reliving something that they went through.
I'm thinking, now does the military send out a handbook to families to know these type of things?
No, you have to seek the information on your own, and a lot of veterans, a lot of traumatized veterans do not trust the VA. With good reason. Look what happened to my son.
Wow. Now, you mentioned earlier that this particular veteran needed to be washed or shower, and you took him to the VA hospital. Is that where any homeless veteran can go to, the shower or whatever?
Yeah, they can. But the challenge again, and the VA has an excellent program actually for homeless veterans. They really do. But if you don't have that level of trust, and I've had them tell me, I'm not going in there. They just don't have that trust.
Right, exactly, as you were saying.
And that's the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you connect a veteran with a veteran, there's camaraderie.
Right.
And if you take me over there and you are with me and you tell me I'm going to be okay, I'm trusting you because you have made this commitment when you signed up in the military to protect my life, and I am to protect yours.
Right.
So that's camaraderie that they have that they don't have even with family members.
Okay, so someone who refuses to do that, do you, I don't know, take them to a spa or
You
have
leave
a
them
house
alone.
or
You leave them.
just
You can't
in
force
the
anybody.
street?
You leave them alone.
I mean, well, I understand that, but I'm just saying, as you are suggesting different things to them, is there another place where they could be cleaned up? Like, I don't know, a house for it, or, you know, like Mama Shoe has all of that over there on Avalon, right?
If they want it.
I don't mean for veterans, but
Well, mostly the shelters. They can go to a shelter.
They
and all
can go-
that
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
But
that's
like
what I
she
was
said, if
wondering.
they don't want to do it,
You have to leave them alone.
we up against it. We got 1 minute, Miss Broden.
Oh, here we go. You know, whenever we're into a very productive conversation, enjoying ourselves, then we have to go to a break. Well, we do have to pause for the cause, and we shall return. So, hey, you got a few minutes to let folk know that they can tune in right here, WHBR, WHBS, TV 33.
That's right. You got a veteran
That's
in
right.
the family. Tell them to tune in right now.
That's right. Or if you have Comcast cable, Xfinity, you can go to channel 90. And we'll be back momentarily with our guest.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru Wally Wallman.
Woody Woodland here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Brazen. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
All media platforms are engaged.
Copy.
Get ready to launch your show or product.
Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that.
Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV. You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. And did you have another question?
Well, we want to get into the DeMarco project. We were talking on the break there. Now, the organization was started in 2016.
Yes.
And I'm looking at your flyer here, and since that time, you've served over 3,000 veterans.
Yes.
That's amazing in a 6-year span.
Yes, the way we were able to do that was with a project that we did with the Junior ROTC. So I also write articles for the Detroit Native Sun, and I had interviewed Colonel George Pettigrew, retired. And he, at that time, had been over the Junior ROTC for 10 years after he retired from the military. They said, we're not done with you yet. We want you to go to Michigan, and we want you to help these kids, which is what he did. And so when I interviewed him, I was telling him about my organization. He was talking about the organization that he has, the Foundation for Global Literacy, which is a veteran service organization. So we did a partnership. We got these bug-out bags, the drawstring bags, because homeless veterans travel light. There's only so much that they can carry, right? And so he took the bags around the state of Michigan to all the schools that had junior ROTC programs and passed the bags out. So over a holiday in 2018, the kids filled the bags. And we had such an outpouring of gifts. We had shampoos, like the travel side. Even I used to work at a health plan. Even my boss, when she traveled, she'd always bring back. So people from everywhere, in addition to the kids, were giving us, things for the bug out bag. So they had the travel size soaps, conditioners,
body washes,
deodorants. We even got full size. We even got toilet paper. And it's like, why would you give toilet paper? Well, if you're homeless, think about it. It is something that's needed. We receive gloves, socks, underwear, scarves, everything. And we passed it out for several years. Reboot was very instrumental in helping us. That's a veteran service organization here locally, and I'm an honorary member of that organization, only non-veteran member. And they would take the bug-out bags to the homeless population of veterans because they hide. You don't know where they are. But the vets know where they are. And so they were disseminating the bags around, distributing the bags around the city for us. And we would go to different events and we would share. And so, we did it. That was a fun project.
Oh, yeah.
We even shared with a veteran service organization in the Pontiac Flint area, Veteran Life USA. Mary L. Broadus is over that organization. And actually, she's my partner on the golf tournament, our major fundraiser that we do to raise funds for veterans. And so we shared with her, and she shared in the Pontiac area and gave out the bags up in that area as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I just want to read this service, folks. Service initiative for the DeMarco Project.
Okay.
Veterans Program was established to serve enlisted men and women embarking upon civilian life to receive support through a bridge program providing case management beginning prior to honorable discharge and up to 1 year after service. So you deal with also case management services through the program. Now, you have case managers. We were talking earlier about
yes.
that, people that work with you. Tell us about these case managers and, I mean, how they can work with these various veterans dealing with these various problems.
Well, the first thing is what we do is intake. So what does the person need? If they need mental health counseling, so anybody that I personally do intake for or someone else that does it on the team, they follow up with our director of clinical. And she tells us, okay, we need to direct this person this way. She gives them a follow-up call and she goes more in depth. And then we get them to the service that they need. So some don't need, not everyone needs mental health services, and some do. Some are working with counselors and they stopped, so she gets to why did they stop. Some need to be directed to a facility where they can get more specialized care. So we route them where they need to go. We check in consistently with them to make sure that they know that they're supported. If they have a concern, they might go and they feel uncomfortable when they're talking to someone. It's great to do a check-in with them because in counseling, one of the challenges is they have to relive the trauma. And there's no way in 45 minutes, they say hour sessions, but they're really 45-minute sessions, that you got them back to an even kill. So we do a lot of follow-up to make sure that they're okay until that next appointment. So we just embrace them. They become family. That's just
Your
that.
counselors are pretty erudite, well-schooled. Because you were saying they have master's degrees?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. They have to have it, and they have to have a history of working with veterans. Now, our director, she works with the most challenged youth in the city.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the reason she's so important, she's known DeMarco since she was 4 years old, so she's like family. So when we moved into our old neighborhood on Woodingham off 7 Mile, that area, that's where my boys grew up.
Yes.
Leah was 4. DeMarco was 5. Their brother Chris, who's DeMarco's best friend, and like my son, he was 6. My son Adam was 7. Their brother Derek was 8. So from 4 to 8, they lived between.
All boys, huh?
Leah was the only girl.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so this is we're very passionate about representing DeMarco and being that voice for veterans.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
Beautiful, 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 Miss Broden. Miss Broden, these folks have done a lot.
Oh,
They've
absolutely.
had 3 bowling fundraisers
Oh.
called Strikes for Stripes.
Yes.
That's clever.
And one of our our strongest male veteran volunteer, Michael J. Parker, also wrote about him in the Detroit Native Sun. He started us with doing that type of fundraiser. I mean, keep in mind, I'm a mother that lost her son. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to make a difference. I wanted to help. I didn't want another family going through what I was going through. God placed all the people in my life for us to be able to do these things.
Exactly.
So Michael said, you got to do a bowling fundraiser. And he took us out and he introduced her to this man that owns this bowling alley, and this is how you do it. And he happened to be passionate about veterans. He had a brother that had experienced PTSD and could not get help and would not get help, did not want help. So he gave us a discounted rate and was very supportive. And so we were able to do that to raise funds for veterans. It's like,
Folks, the DeMarco Project. I mean, Miss Broden, they're just doing everything. They got yoga in the park.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Yeah, we had, now COVID made us stop, but we were doing yoga in the park over on Belle Isle, and we would meet over there on Saturdays. And my had family member, my cousin Tangela, she's a yoga guru as far as I'm concerned. She's a yoga teacher. And so she volunteered, and we were teaching yoga in the park. And so that, because yoga quiets the mind, quiets the body, and it's another way of bringing people together.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you invite others to join you?
We would love to have others join us.
Okay.
COVID's caused us to stop,
Oh,
and so we
yes.
have to we're going to bring it back up, but doing it virtually.
Right. Okay. Will you give a email, a phone number, or are you having any kind of conference calls at this time?
One of the programs that we're working on right now is teaching, not so much as Well, it's one component is financial management, but building generational wealth. So we're going to be starting up doing workshops, virtual workshops on teaching people about money, managing money, what portion of your money do you save, what you do to, one of the things that veterans say to me, I want to leave money for my grandchildren, I want to do this, I want to do that. They get these lump sums of money and everybody comes out of the woodwork to borrow. They don't have that financial understanding on how to deal with money. So that's one of the programs that we're going to be starting within the next month or two.
Oh, okay, all right. And you have a website and
We do.
Facebook page?
We have Facebook page. We have the website is thedemarcoproject.org.
Mhm.
That's our website. If you need help with services, we have a phone number. And I'm going to look at the number because I tend to transpose numbers because I'm actually a brain trauma survivor. So I do, yeah, so I tend to transpose. I even did it on a flyer and I had missed the number on my phone. So our number is 313-757-2889. So if you leave a message on there, we will give you a call right back. The more information you leave, what do you need help with? You know, if it's about a family member or something, you just need more information. Whatever you need, just leave us a message, and we're happy to help
If
you.
you're out there watching and you want to call in, you know the number, 313-868-0351, 868-4336. Call on in and you can talk with Sister Kim Clark, folks. I'm telling you, making things happen. Now, I know we met you at the Obama weekend.
Yes.
And like you said, you're a writer for the Native Sun.
Yes.
But you're also working with Miss Selena Johnson.
I love Selena.
Yes, on a big golf outing coming up soon.
Yes, yes.
That's going to be helping the veterans.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about this.
Well, the golf tournament is going to be on September 17th, which is a Saturday, and through Selena. Now, Selena embraced us at our first golf tournament that we did with the Colonel. It was something that he wanted to do.
Okay.
He has since gone on and relocated down to Florida, and he left it in my care and Mary's care. And so Selena, we didn't even know how to take score. She came, oh, we need to know how to take score. Like, yeah, you have to give out the prizes. You got to know. I was like, oh my goodness. So she basically saved our lives. And so she has handheld us. She has taken us to the PGA merchandise show. One of her golf pro friends, Butch Rhodes, invited us just on Selena's word. We were his guests. We've met legendary golfers. Yeah, Lee Elder, Jim Thorpe, Jim Dent.
Wow.
In fact, Jim Thorpe is our honorary chairperson for our golf tournament. He will be in town. He is a phenomenal man, and he's one of the people that made it possible for us to be able to play the game of golf. He went through a lot to do that, and he's here, very close friend of Selena's. Her organization is Hollywood Golf Institute. She's taught golf to youth for over 41 years, and I just recently interviewed her. So in this month's issue of the Detroit Native Sun is an article that I wrote about Selena.
Pick up that Native Sun.
Pick up the Native Sun. And so, yeah, she's introduced the game of golf to over 4,000 kids. And she's gotten kids, I don't know how many kids, golf scholarships. Yeah, one of her kids, he's a freshman in college. He's on the president's list. He represented the United States in Scotland. So, and a part of her golf program now is a STEM program, which my grandchild, she's my golf instructor. She taught me the game of golf, threw me in a tournament last year. It's like, wait a minute. At the African American Golf Expo, I played in my first tournament.
Okay.
And my grandchildren, my youngest one, we call him Zoe, his name is Lorenzo. He's 8 now. And my eldest grandson, he is 10,
So they're
AJ.
learning how to play.
They're little golfers. I just want you to know, in their tournament, AJ was tied for first place, in his category, and Lorenzo took second place in his category. And a part of that program is a STEM program. They're partnered with Lance. What is it? One Site Landscape Supply, and they partnered with Selena's organization, and they now have a STEM part to that golf program. So my grandbabies learned how to design landscape and design golf courses. So they work with irrigation specialists, landscapers, engineers, and all of that to learn.
Wow.
So in the game of golf, there are many financial opportunities.
Yes. Just like we were talking about
Irrigation is-
aviation.
yeah. Same thing with
Right.
landscape. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars
Wow.
and not play golf at all.
Well, we definitely gonna have Selena Johnson down,
Yes.
and you as well. Both of you guys pop back in on us.
Yes.
In September, right before the function. And hey, I'm telling you,
wonderful.
it's just a lot of stuff going on out here. A lot of beautiful people out here that care about the citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's what makes a community work. That is so important. Now, I know, Miss Broden, this is the time where you get on me about the Afromations.
Yes, yes. Dun, 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 dun.
This book right here, sister, and I'm going to tell everybody out there, get this in your household. Just go online and get it. This brother, Michael Woods, I met him about 20 years ago, and it was down at the Dudley Products had a function. And I went down to Dudley Products, the hair care people, down there in North Carolina, and met this brother. And I bought the book way back then. It was in a ring binders. And I went online, and the ring binder is now worth $900. You can't even buy the ring binder anymore.
Wow.
But you can get the hard copy for about $30. It's called Afromation, 366 Days of American History. Black people have just contributed so much to this country.
Yes.
It's amazing. To the world, for that matter. It's amazing. So we're going to start with your birthday, Miss Kim Clark.
Okay. August 4th.
And that's the 4th of August. And that's a Leo, folks.
Yes.
My father was a Leo. He
Same
was-
birthday as Barack Obama.
As Barack Obama, exactly. So we know, we get that out the way. Barack Obama. Indeed, president. You can't beat the president. But that's a good thing. Now, let's see what we got here. On this day in history. Ooh, wow. How about that? 1980, Maury Wills' brother was named the manager of the Seattle Mariners. How about that? And we know the Mariners is based on the Marines, so that's the connection right there. It always connects, Miss Broden. It's just something about these birthdays. Now here's something, and a lot of people might want to, we remember this during the Civil Rights Movement, and it was a rough time then. But 1964, James Chaney, unfortunately, two other civil rights movers. We remember Schwerny Chainer, and it was another white guy. They were killed, and their bodies were found on a farm in a shallow grave outside of Philadelphia, Mississippi, on your birthday. But we're going to end it on a good note, because Benjamin Griffith Brawley, educator, critic, scholar, and an author, born on April 22nd, 1882. This is the name, this is the person they have for your date, representing your date. Atlanta Baptist College, now Morehouse College. He was one of the founders of Morehouse College. How about that? And he went to Harvard University. English and Latin instructor, a professor English at Atlanta Baptist College. Faculty member at Howard University from 1910 to 1912. Professor and Dean of English at Atlanta Baptist College. Performed an educational survey of Liberia and an ordained Baptist minister. So, Brother Benjamin Griffith Brawley on your birthday. Wow.
That's awesome.
Hey, there's a lot happening on these days.
Can you look at another birthday?
We're going to look up there.
Sure.
Your
Okay.
son.
DeMarco and
Yes.
Selena Johnson and DeMarco
We're going to
shared
say
a
Selena for when she get down here.
Well, she and DeMarco have the same birthday.
Do they?
September 3rd.
How about that?
Oh, wow.
Wow, who
That's
knew?
something, yeah.
I'm telling you. So now, folks, September the 3rd, Virgo. I'm a Virgo. September the 8th, thank you. And Virgos are very special people, I'm telling you. We make the world go round.
My ex-husband was September 3rd also,
Look at
DeMarco's
that.
father.
How about that? Now, September the 3rd is quite a day. On this day in history, 1773, Thomas Paul Sr., successor to Prince Hall as head of the Black Masons, was born in Exeter, New Hampshire. Wow. Wow. On this
Yeah,
day,
they know.
1838, Frederick Douglass escaped from slavery,
Oh, wow.
disguised as, of all things, a sailor.
Oh, wow. Military.
about that?
Military man.
I'm
yeah.
telling you.
Uh-huh.
Now, let's see. Here we go. We got a sister in there. That's a good thing. 1910. Dorothy Maynard is the founder of the Harlem School of Fine Arts. Was born on your son's birthday in 1910 in Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
How about that? Incredible. Now, see, we got one more on here. Hey, the guy who wrote the book here.
Oh, his birthday.
His birthday is September the 3rd.
Oh,
Michael Durrell Woods, the publisher of
wow.
Affirmation, was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Wow.
On
That's a
your
great
son's
day.
birthday. It
I
is.
see.
So I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. It's just beautiful. Miss Broden, and I'm going to thank Brother James Ford one more time for that Obama weekend, because without it, we wouldn't have met you.
Yes. And I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
We are so honored to have you. And folks, take the number down if you didn't get a chance to before. The DeMarco Project. She
Right.
helps veterans, and we
Yes.
got plenty of them here in the city of Detroit.
Yeah, so
Yes.
to give that a number again.
Yes.
And
313-757-2889. And leave a lot of detail.
Indeed. And once again, folks, DeMarco Project. Sister Kim Clark. Not to be confused with Kimberly Clark. She told me not to make that mistake. So that's 313-757-2889. Give her a call. You know somebody needs help, make sure you get them the help they need. And that's what she's there for.
And like us on Facebook
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
The DeMarco Project for the number 4 vets.
Yes.
It's on Facebook.
I definitely found them on Facebook, liked them immediately. And once you like them, share them with all your people. That's what I did. I just shared them with everybody in my friends group. Go like DeMarco Project, because then more people will get involved when you post. That goes to other people. And also like Hood Research folks.
Yeah.
We on Facebook, and you know me, I'm going to get the word out to everybody. Ms. Broden, it's been a
Yes.
beautiful morning.
Yes, it has. I really enjoyed you being here with us and sharing all that positive work that you continue to do. So that's why we wanted to let everyone who tunes into us know so they can help spread the word.
And I thank you for this opportunity.
Now, is there anything you want to leave us with this morning?
Yes. Share a smile. You never know how somebody's day is going, and that smile can make the difference in a person continuing to be here with us. Yes.
I love it.
Wow. That's wonderful.
It's a beautiful thing, Ms. Broden.
Mm-hmm.
And she's about to become a member of Hood Research, folks.
Yes.
Our
Yeah.
membership rolls are growing, and we're getting the heavy hitters.
Yes.
So
That's right.
become a member of Hood Research. $20 gets you a 1-year membership. $40 if you're a business. Or just go ahead and get the lifetime membership. Make an investment in Hood Research. $300 individual, $500 business. Because we are bringing people together. You're learning more on the website. We're going to build a new website coming up sometime before the end of this year or into the new year. And the Facebook page, we always got information. I just posted something on there about a certain liquid. They got this thing you put together, ginger oil and some other things that help clear out your lungs. So we got stuff on the site, you know, where the people know, stay healthy.
Yeah, right.
And so you can be a part of what's going on out here.
That's, that's the truth. And we want you to save the date on your calendar. We're going to celebrate the birthday of Hood Research. And we have been in existence for 30 years. And that would be the first Sunday in November. The first Sunday in November of this year. Better be a celebration.
It's going to be a celebration. A lot of heavy hitters there. We're going to have Miss Selena Johnson on next time.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we had all these brothers with these men's group, Yusef, Bunchy Shakur, Brother Sloan Gibson, Queen Shu. I mean, the list just go on and on and on of the people that's out here doing great things, and we done connected with them and brought them in the Hood
Right.
Research, and I'm just excited about that 30th anniversary party.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be big.
And we want people to follow Hood Research on Twitter as well.
Tim said we got 3 minutes.
Oh, dear. Well, you know, as I always say, It's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you, and we encourage you to share information with us. That helps us all make better informed decisions. The email for Hood Research is contact@hoodresearch.org. That's CONTACT, the little @ symbol, the A with the circle around it, HOODRESEARCH.org. That's contact@hoodresearch.org. The telephone number for Hood Research is area code 248-234-2371. Again, area code 248-234-2371. We do have Facebook as well as the website. And if you can't write down this information or don't remember it, etc., Google Hood Research. Just Google Hood Research. You know.
We on Twitter.
Right, and we encourage people to follow Hood Research on Twitter, yes. Indeed. And know that there are a number of other activities that we will be organizing, and we will be asking you to participate with that. And every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., we do a conference call, and we have people to come on and talk about their business, etc. From 3 p.m. to 6, folks say, "Why, you on the phone that long?" Yeah, I am. But there's some who stay on from 3 to 6. Then there are others who will come on at 4 o'clock, and they may stay till 4:30, leave the house, go to the grocery store, come back, and come back on the call. And there's one lady, let me tell you, Kim, she cuts her grass, she puts on her headset, her, phone, radio in her pocket, and she listens while she cuts the grass. Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, just muted and listening.
That's right. That's exactly what she does, yeah.
And we got people call from all over the country, sometimes all over the world.
Yeah.
Check in.
Yes, I've interviewed a lady from Great Britain, a gentleman from Zambia, Africa. We had the radio program also I do on Sunday nights on 910 Superstations from 11 p.m. until 1. And last night there was a gentleman on from New Jersey. And we just talk about all kinds of situations and
Yeah.
Yeah, the circumstances going on and in the various communities. And like Mark was saying earlier, that much of this is going on here, is going on in other places as well. So we need to learn, more about that and about networking with each other, no matter where they are.
So we want you to call this Saturday, Ms. Kim.
Yeah, absolutely.
I certainly will do that.
I'll get all the information.
Yeah. Okay. And we had that gentleman on, his name escapes me right now, who has the products from Africa. I have a beautiful African backpack. Oh, whoa. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, you talking about Ken.
Yes.
Kenneth Kento Powell. Yeah, he's in Los Angeles right now. Yes, indeed.
So we just have a variety of people who come on. We had Judge Atkins who came on. She told her story. So we're looking forward to you being with us this Saturday. And for those of you who had tuned in today, be sure and tune in to the other programs. And also tune in again right here next Monday at 9 a.m. Mark?
Yes, indeed. Miss Bro know how to shut it down right at the minute. Tim is smiling. Timothy, you the man. You got Tim Smith, the engineer. Just want to say thank you to everybody. Of course, Brother R.J. Watkins, this station is beautiful. WHPR, WHPS TV 33. We all about that love, folks. Catch us next Monday. Feedback. It's a Hood Research production.
Henry Tyler. Peace.
Indeed.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a Positive Image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.